Hi, and welcome to another video of the Target Individual program, the Target Individual Experience. Okay, so the reason why you see me here in the format that I normally do, I had to come over by Pam to get my son Ethan an old computer chip, or a CPU. My nephew computer, something happened to it, and I think the CPU got fried. So over here, and that's hence the reason why I'm doing the video in this format again. Yesterday, I had to take Pam to the airport, and on my way there to pick her up, about I said 10 minutes into my driving to her place, let's see. All right, so it's early, and I'm at the bed late, so you have to excuse me. So on my way there, okay, about 10 minutes into
wondering how long they're gonna.
Yeah, I'm coming down this street, and this department truck turns in front of me. Okay, so it made the right turn in front of me, and again, with the number,
them to show up with again that number, 5932, the number 32 that they use as a trigger.
Right. And so
I'm on my way.
It turns off, and I'm like, okay, what have you. So I still record it, because the minute I saw that truck pull out in front of me with that number, the same number again that they use as a trigger. Trigger to what? I don't know, because it doesn't trigger me. But I do recognize the conditioning pattern because of the repetition that I see that number. More so, which is very unusual when it comes to seeing particular numbers on license plates or what have you. But anyway, so
public, the American public, and not just in America.
And that's just me talking. I want to keep this video short, so I'm not going to, play it all the way, because I have another video, two videos from this morning that I want to play for you guys and explain to you guys what's happening. Okay, so let's go through here. Let's go back here. So there was a van, or let's see, it might be further back. Trying to. Was it the van or was it the SUV? Parked up? It might have been parked up. Well, I didn't. Oh, wait a minute. So, here we go. So, this person, you'll see, looked at me, do this, and then sticks her tongues out. See if I can catch it where she sticks her tongue out at me. She looks at me, does this, and she sticks her tongues out like that at me. Okay? And if I Oh, right here. Okay, there we go. So again, so follow behind the, uh, uh, I'm talking about the series of events that's happening. So that girl ran across the street, turns, looked at me, did this, took her tongues out. She did it very subtle, right? So now, a block away, I'm driving, and this van pulls over. Okay, and again, you'll see the number 32 in the license plate, right?
EHR 2032. This black van there.
All right, so you
see they're very strategic in the things that they do,
right?
and
this is me going to take Pam to the airport. So the fact that me and Pam had got into an argument, and I, explained that in previous videos and stuff like that. Now, as I'm going to her, they're using that number again, to trigger what have you, right? So this morning I had to come back over here because, like I said, my nephew's computer, I believe that his CPU got fried, and so I came over here to get my son Ethan's old CPU so I can, put it in his computer. Okay, because they're both the same platform, the same AMD platform. Okay, so exit out. I'm leaving the building, and I see the police car. The minute okay, now I had just told Bryce, I said, listen, I got to go to Pam to get Ethan's old CPU. Immediately after I said that, the police sirens went off, and again, it wasn't, continuous siren. It was that whoop sound. And so when I exit out the building and I saw the police vehicle, I started recording. And again, remember, they do things because they may act as if they're pulling somebody over, again, to make it look legitimate. But I want you to look at this and understand what's going on. So they had just walked back into their vehicle. They had just walked back and got into their vehicle, and I stood there. All right. Now you see they behind this vehicle. All right. Now watch this. Okay. Now they could have pulled off at any time. Anytime. See this? See cars go by. Okay. Immediately as now
they're gonna drive off, right?
As soon
as I exit out, you saw how I stood there to see if they'll see if they'll leave. The minute I exit out, then they'll leave.
Yep. So now,
tactics harassment.
Let's go to the next video. So I'm on my way to Pam, and I am, going down this block. Again, approaching the intersection, saw the police SUV turned in front of me. Okay, then there was another red car. Again, you see earlier the video I just showed you leaving my apartment building, how they act as if they were pulling over a red car, and then immediately as I exit my building, I saw them walking back to their vehicle. They waited, because they know I was recording. They waited, okay? And I paused to wait to see if they would drive off, which they didn't, but immediately as I exit out the building, they drove off. This is the synchronization. So immediately walked out of my apartment, both of them walking back, got into their vehicle, waited until I exit out my apartment building, then they drive off. They do stuff like this. This is, a continuous, reoccurring things that they do, right? So anyway, again, the police vehicle pulled in front of me, a red vehicle pulled in front of me, and then the next stoplight over, they made the left to go onto this block here, which is Clarkson Avenue, over by Kings County, right? So at that time, there was a couple of cars, because I was at a stoplight, so the couple of cars that went ahead of me, right? So as the light changed and I made the turn, I saw them. They would stop, pull over, to the side, waiting for me to get closer, right? And as I got closer, they kept driving and they kept pulling over to the side. So I'm like, okay, so now at this point, I'm like, yeah, this is deliberate and they're trying to send me some subliminal message. So at this point, I started recording. So now we're going in the same direction, okay? This police vehicle and I, so now again you'll see them pulling over here, right?
Okay.
And as I got closer, you see they start driving off. Now, what's going to happen again? They're going to make a U-turn in front of me, all right?
About a block or two.
See, turn their lights on.
Okay. I'm recording this because a couple, about a block or two.
See, it had their lights on. So what happened? I guess I ran out of space. But what happened is that this police vehicle made a U-turn and turned into the hospital right here. Okay. Now, they were going in the same direction I was going. Okay, which is this way. So they could have turned here. They didn't have to make a U-turn. They could have turned here. But again, this is what they do. I talked about the people making constant U-turn in front of me when I'm driving. The police do it all the time also. So now they haven't done it in a while, but again, with this morning, with the police vehicle in front of my building, now they're actively targeting me this morning in that way. And so like I said, I ran out of space. I thought I might have got them making the U-turn into the hospital when they could have turned into this hospital going, and you see where they're at, right? So they actually drove past the entrance and where they would turn in just to make a U-turn in front of me so they can drive in front of me and go into the hospital. Okay, all subliminal threats. This is subliminal threats. Right? This is how they operate. So anyway, in good news is that the website psychologicalharassment.com is back up. Okay, and that's good to know that the operators of the site have been actively engaged in trying to get their site back up, and they've succeeded. So, which is a very, very good thing. And so they cannot get rid of this very important information so that people knows exactly what's going on here. And so I'm very, very glad. All right, so this is it. I gotta go. I gotta get back to my house and attempt to fix this computer. Hopefully, I'll be able to fix it. And this is not because of the targeting. That's why the computer failed. Is that my nephew? He's young. He's not really my nephew, but my niece's son, and he's 16. I built him his computer a couple of years ago and tried to teach him the responsibility of taking care of it, cleaning it out, and he doesn't do that. So I was doing it, but I have not done it in a while, and he removed the dust filter in the bottom of the computer case, and a lot of dust got into the power supply, and the computer was on yesterday. It overheated, and I think it fried the CPU. So, things you got to do. Okay.